Did you know that you only need 3 chords to play one of the greatest chord progressions of all time? Well, in this blues guitar tutorial for beginners, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, I'm going to show you the 3 chords that you need. Secondly, I'm going to show you a really basic version of this great chord progression. And thirdly, I'm going to show you how you can play this chord progression in 6 different keys, just by learning a really simple formula. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how you can jazz up this chord progression a little more. We're going to start by playing this in my favourite key. Now, a key is a group of chords, and in the key of A, which is my favourite key, there are 7 chords, and you can see the 7 chords on the screen right now. But as I said, we only need 3 of them, and the chords that we need are A, D and E. That's it, 3, no more. If you need help with any of the chords in this tutorial, then click the link in the description down below and it will take you to a playlist of full tutorials for these chords. What you're going to be playing is the classic 12-bar blues progression. And what that means is you'll be playing a chord progression that is 12 bars long. Now we're playing in 4/4 time, also known as common time, which means in each bar there are 4 beats. And to kind of keep it simple, we could say that there are 4 down strums in each bar. So you'll be playing 48 down strums in this whole progression. So what I recommend, for this tutorial, play it simple, just keep it to down strums and focus on learning the progression. Now on the screen is the 12-bar blues in A. And this is the most basic version of the progression. And as you can see, you've got 4 bars of A, followed by 2 bars of D, then 2 bars of A, and then one of my favourite parts is E, D, A and E, and that's the last 4 bars. And something you'll see there is at the beginning and at the end of the progression is this repeat symbol. It looks like a colon. So basically when you get to the end of this, you go back to the beginning and do the whole thing again. So you're going to use A, D and E. Now I think the D and the E shape, this is probably how you play them. And you can see the E on the screen with the first finger, second finger and third finger. And the D chord with the first finger, second finger and third finger here, like in the diagrams on the screen. But the A chord, you might play like this, using your second, third or fourth finger. This is the way I play it. Or you might do it like this with the first finger, second finger or third finger on those frets. Now it doesn't matter how you do it, anything's fine. So the chord progression is on the screen right now because we're going to have a playthrough of this. So get your guitar and I hope you're in tune. If not, you'll find a link to a short tuning video of mine so we can tune up together. But it's always a good idea to be in tune. So we're going to play the 12-bar blues in A and we're going to go around it 2 times. You ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've looked at 3 chords, A, D and E. We've looked at a simple version of this fantastic chord progression. I absolutely love it. But what about all the other keys that you can play in? Well, let's talk about that now. If you're getting value out of this, then why not hit the like button? And now, a little theory. Stop rolling your eyes in the back there. I see ya. In the key of A, we used 3 chords. We used A major, D major, and E major. Now, in any key, there are 7 chords. So in the key of A, we have these chords here that you can see on the screen. We've got A, B minor, C sharp minor, D, E, F sharp minor, then G sharp diminished. But we only need 3. We need the first chord, the 4th chord, and the 5th chord. But how does that help us? Well, if we replace the chords in the chord progression with Roman numerals, which is pretty common, it'll look like this. Now this is the way you can learn to play this chord progression in any key, just by substituting the relevant chord in each bar. So if you wanted to play the progression in the key of G, the chords you need are G, A minor, B minor, C, D, E minor and F sharp diminished. But as we already said, you only need the first chord, the 4th chord and the 5th chord, which are G, C and D. So if we put those 3 chords into the progression, it'll look like this. So the 1 chord becomes a G chord, the 4 chord becomes a C chord, and the 5 chord becomes a D chord. And there's your basic formula. Now what you can see are all the chords in different keys. And these are, I think, the most basic keys that beginners learn with the typical beginner guitar chords. And so you'll see 7 chords in each key, and we've got the key of A, the key of C, the key of D, the key of E, F and G. But you only need the first chord, the 4th chord and the 5th chord. You don't need the B minor or the F sharp minor or the D sharp diminished, whatever the hell that is. You only need the chords that are in red here. So to play a 12-bar blues chord progression in any of those keys, as I said, it's just the 1st, the 4th and the 5th chords. So if someone says to you, let's play a 12-bar in D, you'll know what to do. Just follow the formula. So here's your little bonus tip. Now to make this chord progression a little more interesting than it already is, try adding some 7th chords like this. So here's the template. And so you'll have the first chord for 3 bars, then you'll have the 7th chord. So if you're playing this in A, it will be A for 1 bar, for 2 bars, for 3 bars, then A 7th. Then on the 5th bar, you've got a 4 chord, which will be D, then a 4 chord, which is a 7th, which will be D7. Then A, A7, E, D, A, and then E7. And so adding those 7th chords gives the chord progression a little bit more life, and it sounds really cool. To play 7th chords, to jazz up, or should I say blues up your chord progression, then tap or click the screen right now and it'll take you to a playlist of loads of 7th chords that you can learn. Thanks for joining me today. Happy strumming.